On today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter finally learns that Zoe is nothing but a two-timing gold digger.
You never wanted me. What you really want is to be a Forrester.
I come up with some conspiracy theories about Vinny's drug dealing.
I got some really good stuff on me. It's prescription grade, it's straight from the source.
And Brooke verbally attacks Steffy with hypocrisy.
My God, Steffi, you slept with my daughter's husband. Do you expect me to stay silent?
Hey soapmates, welcome back. It's Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021, and it is time for another Bold and Beautiful episode recap. I'm your host, Keisha Chantal, and we have a lot to cover on today's show. So, without further ado, let's continue this already stressful day backstage at Forrester, where Paris is dressed to the nines, thanks to what I assume is a very generous clothing allowance in her contract. Paris is observing Zende yanking couture gowns off the racks and scribbling furious notes in his clipboard. She steps out of the shadows and asks him what's wrong, but she already knows the answer to this question.
Zoe? I thought you said the flirty little games between you two were over.
Yes, whatever was going on between us is over. The thing is, she and Carter might be too.
I think that Paris needs to set the pace on exploring a possible relationship with Zende. Don't you? I mean, he still seems very invested in what Zoe is doing, for my liking. And I can't quite put my finger on why. Is he worried about his friendship with Carter if the engagement is called off? Or does a part of him still want Zoe, even though he knows he would be moving into garbage territory if he pursued her? He's trying too hard. I don't trust him. Is my neighbor using my Wi-Fi password again? What should I make for dinner tonight? Oh yes! Now, where was I? Oh yes, Zoes Reckoning. Time to watch her squirm.
I need to know. Am I the man you want to marry?
Yes, of course you are.
Why?
Why?
Why me? Out of all the men, why am I the one you want to spend the rest of your life with?
You know how you've got somebody's number and you're ready to bust them, but you try to make it seem as though you're actually interested in what they have to say. So you let them talk. That's what Carter's doing. As far as I'm concerned, Zoe can't talk her way out of this. There is no way, no how. But that doesn't mean that she's not going to try. So she tells Carter, why you're kind. And then Carter practically jumps down her throat with, oh, you mean gullible?
Ridge told me what he walked in on. Did you really tell Zende that you should give in to your feelings for each other?
Yup. She sure did. Your fiance was ready to eat Zende alive. And then she went home with you and popped a bottle of champagne talking about how she's picking wedding dates. Carter asks Zoe straight, tell me what's been going on behind my back. Carter, it's right here. A big old dagger that she literally plunged into your back. You don't feel it? Damn, must be all those muscles. Of course, you know that Thirstalina is doing her best to keep up the facade. Nothing. She practically stumbles over her words. Zende wouldn't do that to you. But notice that she doesn't say, I wouldn't do that to you. Trifling! And apparently, it's very obvious that Carter sees it too, because then he literally explodes.
Make me understand why you're throwing yourself at Zende while you're engaged to me!
I wasn't. I mean, I guess I was just trying to gauge what he was thinking, and I know that's inappropriate, Carter.
Oh my God. Remember how the elders used to tell us when we were kids that the quiet dog was the one that bites the hardest? Apparently, that's Mr. Carter Walton. I didn't know that he had it in him. It's kind of sexy though, right? Anyway, Zoe backpedals. She's like, no, Carter. You know how much I care about you, how much I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished. Uh-oh. Zoe just stepped on a landmine.
That's it. See, there it is. When you started showing interest in me when I got the promotion, when I was promoted. You're only with me because I'm Forrester adjacent. You know, I don't even know why I'm shocked. It's so obvious the way you jumped at the chance to walk down the aisle with Thomas.
Drag her, sir. Carter, you took the words right out of my mouth. As a matter of fact, I said the same exact thing on January 13th. Quick, to the time machine. I guess it all becomes clear now why Zoe was so quick to accept Thomas's engagement ring, even though she had reservations and knew perfectly well that he was still obsessed with Hope. It would appear that Waffle Donis isn't the only person that can see into the future. Well, now that Zoe's hand has been caught in the cookie jar, Carter is heartbroken. Baby girl wants cookies instead of a nutritious meal. Those sugary snacks are empty calories. Take a look. This right here is what I like to call the Carter food pyramid. You got your healthy fats, your whole grains, your meats, your nuts. There's even some room for snacking on this diet. And it's a pity that you chose to block your blessings, because now you're gonna starve.
I wanted to start a life with you, Zoe. I don't fall in love easily.
Okay, I am fully prepared to convince you that we still have a chance.
I don't think that's possible.
Wrap it up, sis. Wrap it up and pack it up. Thank you. Next.
If you believe in mother's intuition, then you and Hope have nothing to worry about. I'm certain that this baby is Finn's.
Well, the paternity test is done.
Steffi already took a paternity test?
Well, well, well. If it isn't another conveniently left open door for Thomas to just waltz right in at the tail end of another conversation. Now that Thomas has put himself in the mix, he takes this opportunity to let Liam know that he's a changed man, and in no way, shape, or form is he enjoying Liam's latest waffling. Speak for yourself, because I love to see it. Anyway, Thomas says his piece and even goes as far as reiterating to Hope that she needs to go on ahead and throw herself back down into Liam's landfill. After he leaves, Liam takes the opportunity to bend and scrape around Hope's pitch black wooden box for any scraps of forgiveness that he can find. And I'm just like, ugh! Why don't we go up to the main house and see what Thomas is doing before we drive over to Malibu and check on Steffi?
Nice. How long you crashing here, man?
Not exactly sure.
You know, I got some really good stuff on me. It's prescription grade. It's straight from the source. It's expensive, but if you want it...
Okay. After what I saw my sister go through, I'm not touching any of that crap.
Guys, I can't believe that I'm just now realizing that Vinny is a drug dealer. Am I the only one? I mean, it's all starting to make sense now. First, he smuggles prescription drugs to Steffi, and now this? Interesting. I wonder what other nefarious deeds Vinny is capable of. After Thomas says no to drugs, the two sit down to catch up, and almost immediately, Vinny can tell that something's a little off with his friend. So, Thomas has no choice but to spill the tea about Steffi not knowing who her baby daddy is again.
If Steffi is knocked up with Liam's kid, there's no way Hope's gonna put up with that. Hope could finally actually be yours. Depending on how the paternity test goes, of course.
All right, guys. I've been giving this a lot of thought. And I decided to map everything out on a conspiracy wall. So, try to keep up as I connect the dots. September 15th, 2020. Vinny smuggles prescription-grade drugs in a Trojan horse wrapped as a gift for Kelly. Included in the box, an ominous note that reads, Steffi, Thought your little munchkin would enjoy another friend. P.S. Heard you were out. No one should be in pain, especially you. Oh, how thoughtful. Except illegal drugs. Vinny texts Steffy asking her if she got his gift. She responds, yeah, what are you doing? Vinny replies, thought I could help. The classic marketing ploy of every pusherman trying to get a repeat customer. Steffy replies with the obvious, help? These are illegal. Vinny says, chill, same as your docs. Shouldn't be in any pain. Don't worry, our secret. Thomas will never hear from me. We know what happens next. Steffy spirals out of control into an opioid addiction. She grabs a knife, heads over to Hope's house, and accuses her of being a child collector. Listen, even though she was cracked out, that's an accurate statement. Steffy lands on the front page of the Fashion Times. Forrester, co-CEO, in rehab for opioid addiction. Finn tries to love her back to health, but he can't do anything about her waffling addiction. So boom, she gets back out and falls into the clutches of famed waffler Liam Spencer. Paternity test has somehow erupted because now Steffy doesn't know if she's pregnant for John Finnegan or Liam Spencer. So they have to send samples to a DNA laboratory, which leads us back to Vinny. Drug dealer with possible connections to City Hospital and the back channels of prescription-grade drugs. When he spoke to Thomas earlier, he mentioned the drugs coming straight from the source. Who is source? And does source have connections to doctors? Could source possibly have a direct channel to Dr. Campbell, who is sending the results to the DNA laboratory to get tests to find out if it's 99.9% accurately John Finnegan's baby or Liam Waffle Spencer's baby?
As if she hasn't been through enough already. Now you want to destroy her marriage?
Absolutely not.
Well, that's what you're gonna do. If that child is Liam's. But maybe that's what you want. To take Liam from Hope.
I know we are all in agreement here that Brooke is the last hypocrite to be pulling up to anybody's house to judge them on the virtues of self-control when it comes to married men. But Brooke left her humility at Hope's woodchuck shed and instead brought her audacity. Also, please stop accusing women of taking men. No woman can take a man who doesn't want to leave. Period.
I can see that this is difficult for you.
Yeah, extremely.
Anywho, after all the hot air escapes from Brooke, she takes a moment to realize that Steffy seems a little bit stressed.
But I'm not going to let it overwhelm me. There's a life growing inside of me, a child that I need to take care of.
You would think that Brooke would take this as her cue to leave, but nope. Instead, she makes it seem as though she had no other choice but to harass Steffy instead of going straight to that piss-poor excuse of a man that she calls a son-in-law. Then Steffy hits her with some cold hard facts, telling her that she would expect a little more understanding from a woman who actually did sleep her way through the Forrester family.
Fine. I'll go. But I'm not letting you off the hook. What you did to Hope was reprehensible. You better be right. That baby better be Finn's, not Liam's.
Yes, go find Waffles and give him that energy. Better yet, why don't you call Bridget and apologize again for the time that you slept with her husband and had Hope. Get off your slutty high horse, Brooke, and have a seat.